The library exists to provide opportunities for discussion, supported by educational resources, access to a vast array of information, and ideas that transform communities, open minds, and promote inclusion. So even my great-grandfather, a chauffeur, and his wife, my great-grandmother, Elizabeth O'Donnell, a housekeeper, and today myself, a third-generation housekeeper, the lower class, residents unable to make a go of it because of character deficiencies or lack of skill. The new poor, multi-problem families, the culture of poverty, disreputable poor, paupers who cannot cope, make noise, cause trouble, and generally create problems. The lowers may have access to higher culture and knowledge within the very same walls as Philadelphia's most prominent philanthropists. Incredible. Knowledge is power. The Free Library's central branch architect, Horace Trumbauer, built in limestone, along with intricate carvings on the facade, the Herbert N. Strass House, now the largest private residence in Manhattan and home of deceased financier Jeffrey Epstein. I bet Jeffrey Epstein would have wanted to hang out in the Marie and Joseph Field Teen Center. Epstein's mansion, like the Free Library Municipal Building, exemplifies the classic but opulent style, requested of industry robber barons of that time. Outside of Manhattan, Trumbauer designed neighborhoods of the robber baron class of Philadelphia as well, Wayne Estates and Overbrook Farms. The nice part of Overbrook. The building can also be understood as a product of intersecting historical forces. That included the aesthetic ideals and increasing technological abilities of the architects and engineers, the aspirations of the library's trustees, the political wills of several contrasting mayoral administrations, and the conflicting interests affecting an industrial and commercial city at its zenith. It wasn't until Trumbauer's death in 1938 that we learned that it was, in fact, Julian Abel, the first African-American graduate of the University of Pennsylvania, who was the actual designer of the Free Library Central Branch. White people appropriating the contributions of Black culture has long been a favored pastime of American culture, a time-honored tradition not beneath the Free Library of Philadelphia. Both Trumbauer and Abel greatly admired France's 18th century classical architecture, and especially that of Gabriel, King Louis XV's chief architect. Oh. What a difference there may be on opposite sides of a thin partition wall. On this side of the wall is a family inclined to dirt and disorder because of its imperfect social education. Cleanliness of persons or rooms wholly forgotten. The floors become littered with filth, for no one feels a desire or obligation to have it otherwise. The rights of property are disregarded or are only respected through fear and personal force. For just $150 a month, you too can become a member of the Free Library's King's Circle, which gets you into all the author events, including prioritized seating at the most popular of author events. There are many other exclusive circles you can join whose rewards read off like a defunct Kickstarter, including items like exclusive concerts in the rare book department, free lunch with Free Library's president, Siobhan A. Reardon. This is the People's Library, absolutely free to all, except, of course, author events, concerts, and galas. In early 1894, the courts ruled in favor of the Free Library in its legal battle over the Pepper Will, granting it the entirety of the bequest. Freed from litigation and guided by the motto, Libre, Libere, Omnibus, meaning free books for all, head librarian John Thompson, WASP, opened the Free Library's first central branch at City Hall in March 1894. Today, the library stands as one of the city's cultural keystones, providing educational enrichment and a vital social utility connecting residents with jobs and opportunities. And healthcare, information. Imagine just behind these doors, seated at the top of a grand staircase, stands a monument to a monumentally wealthy family. Brewers originally, a statue commemorating Dr. William Pepper, nephew of prominent philanthropist George S. Pepper, uncle to state senator George Wharton Pepper, and cousin to William Platt Pepper, first director of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Where, behind those doors, now you too can follow in the footsteps of your ancestors and rent space for your upcoming wedding or yoga class. The future of our great public libraries doesn't include reading books. It's about event space. Omnibus privatus utrisque locum, private event space for all. Inquire within. I would like to thank Google Search, Google Books, the Philadelphia Inquirer, Pennsylvania State Records, the Penn Library's digital records, in my research of the Pepper family lineage and estates, who are all, every one of them, buried at Laurel Hill Cemetery. My family's at Holy Cross, along with Frank Sheeran and H.H. Holmes. And by further extension, let me see if I can find a good point. I can. And by further extension, the general public, buried in unmarked graves beneath Logan Circle.